この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I'm here for The Promised Neverland, episode 11. It is the penultimate episode. We're right up on the finish line here, and I don't actually know what's going to happen. I'm kind of expecting we get an escape and then and their journey has only just begun sort of ending, but I don't know. So, last time, Norman is gone. Maybe not dead, since we didn't see him die. We had him brought over to that side room, and maybe they'll try to, like, turn him into a scientist or something along those lines. I don't know. But in any case, I don't think we're going to be seeing Norman for a little while until he's, like, either confirmed dead or brought back as like, a different character or a somewhat changed character. But I don't know. The plan seems to have shaken out to where they have to go to headquarters. They have to go deeper before they can get out. They have to go to headquarters and then use the one bridge across the big cliffy chasm thing in order to get out of here. I don't know how that'll work and how they'll be able to do that, but Emma in the very last scene has not given up. She had some fire in her eyes, and that was pretty cool to see. I felt good about that. So I guess she and Ray are gonna scheme something up real quick and try and make something happen, but I don't know. Seems like a tough gambit. Seems like a tough thing to do. So yeah, I don't have too much to talk about. I want to get into it and see where this story goes. So let me pull this episode up. Okay, episode is up. It's at 0 seconds. You can find multiple versions of this video, picture-in-picture versions with the video up here in the description down there, and the timer-based version with any run-throughs, frame-by-frames, discussion, whatever that I do at the end, on YouTube, as usual. The timer-based version will have a beep-beep timer. It'll go boop, 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 beep, and on the beep and the green light, that's the same frame that The Promised Neverland starts playing on my screen. So if you're playing along, that's probably when you want to bop the button. Yeah? Okay. Beep beep timer goes here. Noi Tamina. Okie dokie. Okay, straight into the OP. This is T, by the way. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. How you gonna do it? Is Emma gonna pull a sacrifice myself to let everybody else escape? Oh. Oh. Wow. Yeah. Got more info? What is it? Huh. Fair enough, Ray. You want to rush it? This all falls apart if they figure anything out. Even if you do, he's not going with? Mm-hmm. Priorities. Is Ray going to act as bait? Self-immolate? Yep. Definitely. Important merchandise. It's got that tasty brain. Wouldn't want to burn it. Wow. All a play to take yourself away from her. That's that's messed up, dude. It's pretty amazing. I can dig it, Ray. I'm all for this. I hope that Emma doesn't pull a no, you have to escape with us because this is awesome. It's also a way for him to pay for what he's done in his own mind. It's pretty good. Okay. Okay, that time the clock striking midnight works. They've done that before and it didn't work, and it was a much longer scene. That time it was I like it. This is fine. Time is ticking away. This makes sense. Ray pulls the trigger. See ya, bud. To Valhalla, my friend. Emma, no, no. Why does it smell like burning child in this house? Hmm. What are you up to, Isabella? Indeed. It's gonna be lit. What's going on? Burning child. Barbecued Ray. I love her nightgown with the evil collar. You fucking what? How did that happen? Indeed, he did. Sure thing. Roger, Roger. Let's evacuate. All right. She just wants to salvage the merchandise. Gonna delve into the fire yourself? What's on the floor? A bucket? She cut off her own ear? Yep. You have been outplayed. Rage, Isabella. Rage. Yeah. All right, kiddos, let's get out of here. I have a feeling it's not going to be that easy. Huh? 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 Oh, that's bullshit. She knocked him out of the way of the initial... Oh my god, she caught the match. So she's doing that thing that I said I didn't want her to do, but I kind of like it now. Huh. Oh, hello. Huh. Just putting meats on the... Ooh. Ah, okay, some braids of hair. Yeah. Yeah. Burned flesh and hair. Ah. I'm just gonna cut your ear off, dude. Shut up. Huh. 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 The gold things under his bed were the oil? Is that a cast for the key? So we finally figure out what's in the box. Cool. Cool. And it's locked. Ha! They filled it in. Okay. Relatively sensible. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, she's got a portable radio. That changes everything. Huh? Phil? Holy shit! They left Phil behind? Why? Interesting. Okay. I think this is probably my favorite episode of this show so far. For once, I really don't have any complaints. I've kind of had like a middle of the road relationship with this show during its run. Um, it's got some interesting stuff. A lot of the interest in it for me comes from the premise itself. and that's fine and good. The premise is inherently interesting, right? And I don't feel that the adaptation has always hit the mark of, and I can't speak for the manga, I just can't. But I don't feel like the anime has always hit the mark of delivering on its premise and making me feel like this world is real and these characters have interesting motivations and like are acting in interesting ways. And part of that comes down to the direction and some of the funky stuff that they've been doing with camera work. And there really wasn't any of that in this episode. This was clean and straightforward. I know it's twisty turny in terms of story, but the directing was clean and straightforward. It didn't feel like it was trying to step above itself. It felt like it knew what it wanted to do with this episode. And I really appreciate that. I think it was good in a way that previous episodes of this show have not been super good in that way. I don't know if I'm explaining it well or if I'm just blathering, but blathering is kind of what I do. So I just hope that I can give you my impression. And my impression of this episode was wholeheartedly really good. Everything kind of clicked in this episode. And part of that is that it was doing sort of an Ocean's 11 type of thing where we go and we see the end result of the events, then we travel back and show how they occurred. It's kind of a heist, right? It's kind of a heist episode. In fact, the whole series is kind of a heist drawn out into a serialized story. It's just get out as a prison break instead of get in to steal something. But it functions very much the same way. And this episode was where a lot of things clicked. Like, something that I've been kind of wondering about is Emma's character, right? Who is Emma? Well, Emma's the Genki girl. She's the energetic, fun, outgoing one who is nominally the main character of our trio of three, but all of them have their own traits that can be related to by different types of people. But she's the driving force. She's the core. She's the heart, right? She's the heart of the crew. And we're told that she's a super genius, right? She, Ray, and Norman are all three of them top level super geniuses in their own different ways. Emma, of course, excels at the athletic stuff, and we've seen that. We haven't really seen her put her mind to something and make it happen. We've seen her make pretty ridiculous decisions that are more emotional than they are logical. We've seen her say Shounen protagonist type lines like, I want to escape with everybody. And it's always been it's kind of like we pay lip service to Emma as an intelligent character and then don't really see her act that out. Don't really see her acting intelligently. This episode kind of changed that a little bit. It showed that Emma is as capable or more so of playing the 4D chess, playing the mind games, as quieter, edgier Ray or Norman, the mastermind behind it all. Now, I think that some of that is maybe taken away a little bit by revealing that this plan was not Emma's plan, that she's just carrying out what Norman had figured out. So maybe that detracts from it a little bit. But it was still nice to see Emma pulling one over, not just Mama, but pulling one over Ray. I like that quite a bit. I also want to mention something that I said during the reaction. I said, like, I hope that they don't pull something where Emma does like a, no, I want to escape with everybody. You can't stay and sacrifice yourself. And by the end of the episode, I had changed my mind on that. I'm okay with what they did. So to explain really what I meant by that and how I felt about it, like, I really like Ray coming to this conclusion that he has to die in order to allow everybody else to escape, because it makes a lot of sense from his perspective. One thing is that Ray is guilty, right? He feels guilt at what he's been doing for years. He spent all this time helping Mama and allowing his siblings to get eaten by demons while knowing about it, and working as her mole with, yes, a greater goal in mind to save his particular friends, but he still has that weight on his shoulders, right? So that's weighing on him, and he wants to atone for it. He wants to pay for it. And so when the opportunity arises where he's like, well, if I sacrifice myself in this fire, then I can ensure that everybody else gets out, and I can also get what I want, which is a way to pay. So I really like that from Ray. I think it's good character writing, and I think it makes sense for him. What I wanted to not happen was Emma to just say another shonen protagonist line and be like, no, we all have to go together. We promised Norman or something, right? Because with Ray's motivations up to this point, I don't see that playing out. I see him just sticking to his guns. And so instead, the way they orchestrate it with the match sketch, which was pretty well animated and looked really good, it had me going until the moment she caught the match. I wasn't sure what she was going to do. I thought she was going to like knock Ray away from the puddle of oil or something. Much better. Really, really quick and clever. And then she begins to lay out this plan that she's had in the works for months. And we find out all these little details that we had no way of knowing before, but they still add stuff. They make us recontextualize the entire series, or a good portion of it, since Norman's death. So, or even before, with the conversation with Sister Crone having all the other kids outside the door eavesdropping, thereby proving to them that this is the truth of the house. That's really great. I really like it. So they ended up doing the thing I was hoping they wouldn't do, which is Ray gets to live on. But they did it in a way that I'm okay with, so I'm actually quite happy about that. Seeing Isabella click and realize that she's had the wool pulled over her eyes was fantastic. It appears that she's got a portable radio system of some kind. So I'm going to guess that she has a way to contact headquarters, which could definitely throw a monkey wrench into the works of this little escape plan. But it's all kind of working. Everybody's out except for Phil. I have no idea how to read that or what to think about that. Phil's been a weird one this whole time. He's been the most notable and most apparent of the younger kids, and he has a weird screen presence where there's something up with this kid, but we don't know what. Now, I can see this being one of two things. Either we get a crazy reveal and Phil is like somehow conscious of what's going on and like involved. I don't know. He's next generation Ray or something. Or all of the focus on Phil as one of the younger kids up to this point was simply so that we recognize him and he is important. It is important to the others that they have left him behind, to the point where they either go back for him or something, which would suck, but it might also be really good. In the same way that I feel like Emma convincing Ray not to die here in the house would suck, but it actually turned out really good. I don't know how to think about Phil. He's a weird one. Weird wild card. But we'll see. Now, for an episode that mostly took place in conversations in one room, Ray and Emma talking in the dining hall, this was continuously visually interesting. The direction was never groan-worthy, as it has been before. Even the scene that I mentioned with the clock, where we cut to the clock at midnight, had sort of real weight and impact and felt like it fit the flow of the surrounding scenes. So I just have to say, like, this was a really good episode, and I'm really glad that it was, and I hope that the next one is as good or better. I don't know. They've got to put some kind of conclusion to this story, and make it somewhat satisfying as a one core, because they, I assume, don't know if they're going to get a second. Uh, and it has to be open ended because, as far as I know, the manga is still ongoing. Like it isn't just a one shot short story. This is an ongoing shonen manga, right? So it'll probably be a like their journey has just begun type of ending. It could be a number of things though. It could be really interesting. So, cool episode. Huh. Unexpected, but definitely appreciated. I had a good time. Well, let's wrap this up. I've been Teeaboo. This has been The Promised Neverland, episode 11, the penultimate episode. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and as always, I hope to catch you next week in the next one. Peace.